To me, mental strength is phenomenally important. And it's important is in building the capability to deal with difficulty and adversity as it arises. I've had plenty of it in my work life and more recently in health. But on analysis and stopping, I found a number of things, or pillars, I would call them, on which I build that mental strength, or I have built it. There are 6 of them, and I want to talk to them briefly this evening. I'll also expand on them, on different ones, in different speeches that I'm making, and you'll find these all on YouTube. There's already a couple of them up there. The first one is perspective. They all begin with P, 6 P's. The first is perspective. And perspective is about seeing things as they are, not as you are. It's about seeing things without the emotional lens that we put on an awful lot of things. It's about, as Thich Nhat Hanh says, not shooting the second arrow against ourselves and hurting us where we're already hurting. Adding emotion to our difficulties clouds our perspective. And this is something that we need to be very careful of. The second is purpose. If you don't have purpose in your life, you'll find it really, really difficult to get through difficulty because you don't have something to get through it for. You're dealing with difficulty for the sake of it. You're not dealing with it as a means to get to somewhere else. We all face adversity in life. Everybody has challenges. I don't know anybody that doesn't have them. But if you have purpose, you will get through it. This is best exemplified by Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning, where he spent the war years in Auschwitz. And for him, he had purpose. His purpose was to see his wife, even though he knew he wouldn't in his heart. But it was also to finish the work that he had started before he went to Auschwitz. And that was to complete his book. And he did complete that seminal book, Man's Search for Meaning, in 1945. Purpose is generally bigger than yourself. It is something that you're giving for the benefit of others. The third one, for me, is possibility. It's the fact that things will turn out fine. It's allowing that difficulty is not going to crush you. It's the belief that life can be better. It is looking to the future, and we cannot live without looking to the future. We must do that. Otherwise, there's nothing to look forward to. Now, related to possibility, the fourth is positivity. And at this one, I think I do pretty well. Because a positive outlook is really important. If you can't look on your difficulties and your challenges as opportunities for growth, if you can't look on them as things that you've got to get through in order to become a better person, well, then you are always going to be crushed by them. We need challenges to grow. We need adversity to understand what we can truly become. But we've got to face that positively. We've got to face our fate positively. The German philosopher Nietzsche called this amor fati, love your fate, whatever that is. The next one is people. We cannot get through life on our own. We need others to have conversation with. We need others to support us. We need others to listen to us. We need others to understand us. And we need others to speak to in order to be able to understand ourselves. There is no life unless you can share it with others. And the final one, for me, is process. I'm reminded of the quote from Marcus Aurelius, "We are what we repeatedly do." And process is about building habits and giving yourself structure and giving yourself the ability to do things which are difficult. Because if you rely on self-control to do things which are difficult, you will never do them, because self-control is a limited resource. So I find mental strength in the combination of all of these things, in having perspectives that allows me to see things as they are rather than as I am, in having purpose, seeing possibility, being positive, having people around me, and building good habits and good processes that sustain me through difficulty. I want to finish with some lines from Tennyson's poem Ulysses. It's the last few lines, and you may recognize them. Though much is taken, much abides, and though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, and which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield.